Hello, everyone. Welcome. You're listening to 27 Degrees SAG, straight from the Galactic Center. I'm your host. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
I'm your host, Kimla Lowe, and we are
SAG,
trying to
straight
get
from the Galactic Center.
coordinated today. It is in April, and it's the last Wednesday, and I have delightful news because every Wednesday, the last Wednesday of every month, you are going to just get me. And we are going to have a wonderful update with all of the astrological happenings of what's coming up the month ahead. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking at exactly the happenings of really buttoning down the month of April and opening this unbelievable gateway that we've got coming at us straight from the Galactic Center. As we are aligning everything, you can just walk right outside in the dark and you can see all of the planets straight line. They're all lined up just for us. And they're standing at attention because they are getting ready for these particular eclipses. And when I talk about eclipses, I want to tell you that this is something that has struck fear in many, many people for all of the ages, because when they finally see that, no matter if it's daylight and all of a sudden it turns dark, the moon is turning red and it's a blood red, that there's going to be tragedy, there's going to be a fate that is bigger than life that's coming in, and what are they going to do about it? And so in many, many cultures, when we do have the moon that is going through a lunar eclipse or the sun with the solar eclipse, many believe that you should not be outside, that you should not be available for these particular rays to come in and mingle with your particular energy field. However, we have to be careful about everything that we let into our energy field these days. And I'm going to get into that as well. But tonight, I want to welcome everybody into the chat room, into YouTube. And I want to say hello. I know there's people coming in left and right. Thanks so much. And I am an astrologer, Western and Chinese. I'm also a feng shui practitioner and consultant. And I have had many studies with the Chinese masters and many masters as well. And also I've done my apprenticeship work for a year before I was allowed in anyone's home. And so we have a lot of tips for feng shui as well this evening. And then in the last half of the show, we're going to be going in and we are going to focus on you, the chatters, the super chatters that always show up for our live shows. And I'm going to be answering your questions through a psychic reading and any kind of messages that are coming through my guides, also in your energy field as well, and your angels that are protecting you. And also straight from the Galactic Center, anything that you need to know for your best and highest good and how to prepare for the cosmic weather coming at you. So that's all today in this particular show. So without further ado, let's get into it. We've got a wonderful day coming up, and this weekend that is closing this beautiful month of April. I've got to talk about it because there's so much exciting things coming up. We have got in the United States, we have got on Friday Arbor Day, which is all about planting trees and all about the environment and all about how we have, of course, with with our breath work, along with all of the plants and the trees, how we intersect and interchange our particular energy tapestry with the exchange of oxygen on both parts. And I have to say that planting these trees changes the landscape of the earth. It sends out waves that literally can be felt on the other side of the planet. So please plant a tree on Friday, hug a tree if you can, exchange energy with the plants and with the trees. And during the break tonight, I'm going to introduce you to an EMF machine with scalar energy that absolutely explodes with protective energy so that the abundance can come through in plant life and also in animal life. And we're going to talk about that too from freshandalive.com. And I've got my machine right here so you can see it. If you haven't seen it, you're going to see it for the first time. You have to get one. You've got to research it, but it's a perfect time on Friday because it's Arbor Day. And also with Friday, we've got wonderful things happening in the sky. We have got the planet of transformation, Pluto. Now, Pluto rules Scorpio, right? And with these eclipses coming up, we've got a Taurus. The other axis is Scorpio. You do not have one without the other, okay? Because it's a direct access from the astrological charts. Now, Pluto rules this transformational energy. It's quite intense. When Pluto was discovered, it was during the age of the atom bomb. It is famous for destroying and rebuilding. Now, it moves extremely slow at a rate that on Friday, it's going to stop station. It's going to station, which means it'll be still, and it'll start to turn retrograde. And it will not station again to turn direct until October 8th. And we are still in Capricorn with this particular planet. We are still feeling it in all of our charts. We are feeling it more because Pluto for planet Earth is an outer planet. We are feeling this in our outer lives as the evidence that you need to see to believe in. We are breaking down everything that has been into place until this time. Pluto has been working with Saturn very closely in breaking down old belief systems, in working with the governments, in working with what is good for the people, what has really you can't use going into the future anymore. It just is not, it's decaying actually. And so what's happening is it's a very slow process. All of us wish that it would happen sooner. But when Pluto goes retrograde, especially in Capricorn, that rules discipline, that is ruled by Saturn, that is ruling big business. It rules politics. It is the disciplinary. It is the past. And when Pluto comes in and goes, the past is not working anymore. And now I have to station, I've got to go retrograde, which means going backwards. And I have really got to dig in deep. I have to say to you that when Pluto is at 28 degrees, you've got 28 degrees, 29 degrees, and then you have the introduction to another sign. But when they are at 28 degrees, 29 degrees, these are critical degrees. These are the degrees where you will really feel the intensification the most. As above, so below. As without, so within. We are also going to be feeling this breaking down. What we've been doing hasn't worked. There's a lot of things that we have to change. As you know, planet Earth itself is, and our universe is now headed into the photon belt. This particular belt has got a very different degree of light magnitude and radiation and electromagnetic field. And as we're doing this, Pluto was working very hard and very intensely to make sure you, from the inside out, are going to be prepared for all of this new light and all of this new ways of being. There's a lot of trauma that is not only just in your karma, but in family generations that are now breaking down, and they are really turning and dissolving. It's getting rid of the sedimentary, I want to say, negativity within our DNA, within our blood work, within our energetic fields, our 7 layers of energy that we hold. Know that you are a fragment of your oversoul. You can't possibly fit your entire soul into this avatar on planet Earth. And so as we take our fragments, as we take this piece by piece, shine it up so that it shines like a diamond. These are the times that you're going to be shedding the things that you really do not need, you don't have room for, or that are extremely dense and extremely heavy. If the trauma that you've been carrying, the responsibilities, the belief systems that are so heavy that they're actually weighing you back or dragging you down, aging you before your time, this is the time to release. So you have now until October 6th to be, October 8th to be exact, to really let Pluto do its job. Not only is Pluto going back now to really release, but preparing us for this absolutely spectacular new moon, partial solar eclipse in Taurus at 10 degrees. Now, this particular new moon is a very special new moon. And in this particular new moon, we have got, I want to say, we have got many, many names for these particular full moons and new moons. But when we have this particular new beginning, because new moons are for planting new seeds, for coming up with new ideas, for taking the stance and going towards something new in your life. Taurus is a very practical earth sign. It digs in. It's one of those grounding. It's also very fertile. And so we always say as astrologers, if you do want to start your family, plant the seeds when the new moon is in Taurus. You have a wonderful, cushy time in which the universe will be granting those seeds a lot of power for initiations and also for these new ways of abundance, because Taurus rules financial security. It also rules food. You may start a new diet. You may start a new perspective in your fuelings for your body, for your avatar that's holding your soul in place. You may also think to yourself, I really need to start a new way to play my money game where I'm working smarter, not harder, right? So all the dense beliefs in money systems are going to fall by the wayside. Perhaps you may have been doing this for a very, very long time. And now you're going to be coming up with a way that's not only going to be wide open and supported by all of these particular planets that are lined up, but Jupiter, Venus, Neptune, they are all conjunct. They're kissing you. They're saying, yes, now is the time for this implementation of creativity in your abundance, in how you spend your time, your energy, and your energy in general. You're going to be up-leveling your intake, your food, the way you drink, also how you see Mother Earth in itself. I can't tell you what a wonderful eclipse this is going to be. Some of them aren't as positive. When you do this long enough, you come up with so many different ways and shapes that the universe hands us our next energy shift. This particular eclipse is not just for one day or 1 week. This kind of energy can ripple out for the next 6 months. So we're talking some really heavy duty shifts here. And this particular beautiful eclipse, it's in harmony with Uranus and the Sun and Saturn, Venus, Jupiter, Neptune, also Mercury, and also Pluto. So we've got the whole universe. I would really love for you to put out your vision board, your wish list on Saturday, and really take in this really great energy. New moons are also a time that you are going to be meeting new people. You have contracts before you were even put onto the planet. And sometimes to get to the next level, you are going to come across new people in your life that lead you to the path that you are to really go in right now. There's a lot of different contracts that we have with ourselves, that we have with the conjunction of what we call the next step in our process of growing up on planet Earth. You know, we are the only ones that have time and space. A lot of people talk about, oh, time traveling and how this time happens. Actually, it's just energy waves that are really coming in for us. And when we're on planet Earth, we are one of the surface people, and we keep track of time through the movements of the planet and the different elements that the planet has given us to really form these different alchemies. We've got water, we've got metal, we've got earth, we've got fire, and we've got wood. And all of these particular combinations of different elements we work with during these particular energy waves. And when we get into these elements, we can bring up the wonderful topic of feng shui, which is made up of these particular elements and how they reside in your Chinese chart, as well as how they reside in your Western chart, or even your Vedic chart if you are studying and you are under the Vedic belief of astrology. So when we have all of these elements coming through, and we are now highlighting this particular new moon in Taurus, that's going to be highlighting the earth element. So if you have, we all have Taurus in our chart, but if you have your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, your Mars, these are particular signs in Taurus that really are going to be highlighted during this particular time. You are going to be getting wonderful creativity, wonderful songs. Your intuition is going to fly out the window. It's just going to be shot up right out of the room, right out of the house, right out of the planet. You are going to not only do that, but you're going to be getting codings that are going to be coming in that perhaps need to shift within the body. We've got all these aches, these pains. We've got dehydration going on. We've got pain in the eyes. We've got pain in the neck. We've got pain circulating in the digestive area, because we're matching all these shifts with, of course, this new light coming in from the photon belt that we've never experienced before. So we are the first ones here on the planet. We've raised our hand. We've given the okay to do all of this. And we are the explorers. We're the ones that said, yes, we are going to do this at this particular time and place. We are going to build sacred structures within the sacred geometry that will work with the energy sectors that we have. We're going to be getting into a whole new way of living. We are going to be real estate architecture, the tools to do all of those things, they're all going to now be up-leveled. They're all going to come to us for a major awakening where we will actually be building cities in the sky above the surface people. We are going to actually have cities that can rotate and go around planet Earth. These particular cities are going to be working cities. They are going to be something that the future beholds. And we are going to now finally give a shift to the stretching out of our groundedness in planet Earth, where we are going to have this marriage of the Aquarius in the sky of the future. And we are going to be using, we haven't really used the airspace before. If you ever study real estate, you will know that there are air rights that go onto properties and deeds. And these particular air rights are going to finally come into the dimension of being used and being built upon and being raised. And these are going to come in and being extremely in demand air rights. So mark my words on that. That's going to be coming around. So we're going to be grounding in our air rights very soon. And that's the new futuristic type of global consciousness that we are going to bring in to our future. As we enter into the wonderful month of May, I mean, it's jam-packed. Absolutely jam-packed. We've got, coming into May, we've got Sunday, May 1st, and that is May Day, of course. And not only do we have Ramadan ending on that particular day, but Venus is going to be sextiling Pluto. Venus is the love planet, Pluto's transformation. Sextile means opportunity, something opening up. So there's going to be something opening up, like it could be even up-leveling our hearts and how we love on a global scale, how we love each other, how this unconditional love is going to be viewed as a gift for all of us so that we're not divided anymore. We are not pitting each other against each other. The friction will be really there to be dissolved. I absolutely love that. It's a day to demonstrate unconditional love with each other for humanity. On May 2nd, we've got Venus again, moving into Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, moving into Aries. That gives us the courage, that gives us the confidence, that gives us the stamina to keep our love light on. That means I'm fired up and it doesn't take much. So there you go. We are going to have some of these wonderful projects that you've been waiting to get going. You're going to get that. Yes, you're going to say, now's the time. The funding is coming in. We're starting right now. We're going right now. And the universe is going to put the people that are going to up-level you, that are going to support you. You may take that tiny little circle of friends that you have now that you trust, you are going to be expanding that. And you are going to really see what humanity has in store for us. So I'm really excited about coming into these wonderful times within May. I'm going to also give you a great day to look out for. I love Cinco de Mayo, which is May 5th. It's on a Thursday. Here in the States, we celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and it's a Mexican Independence Day. It's a time for all of us to take in a wonderful culture that is to our south here in the States. But it's a perfect day because Mercury is going to be sextiling with Venus. This is Mercury is the planet of communication, of commerce, of transportation. We are going to bust out this wonderful loving support of new ways of transportation, about how we can love the way we're trading. We can love where we're going as far as commerce goes, finances. This is going to be giving us a wonderful opportunity to think of different options as far as our financial goes. Remember, Pluto's breaking down the old stuff. Taurus rules finances. It's, it's the mark of the bull. It's bullish on Wall Street. It's there. It's saying, hey, we've got to do something new here. And we have got the universe supporting us with love and abundance. And Venus also rules higher money. So we are going to be able to see all of these new, and I want to say it's almost like the universe is cradling us to go forward with new ways of trade, new ways of doing business. This is going to be a fabulous day, not only to partake in the festivities here in the States, but also to socialize with the people that you're doing business with, and really get to know them. Share your vulnerabilities with each other, because you really need to love the vulnerable inside someone. You have these big CEOs or these people that come out like, oh, I'm just like, the biggest and the best and blah, blah. There's always a little boy or a little girl inside of that big, tough CEO. And I have to say, that's who you fall in love with, even if you're in a relationship with someone. This outer part of success and, oh, I'm on top of it and all of that, that's great. But what do you really fall in love with? It's the little crack that lets the light in. It's that little vulnerable person inside. That's the person you fall in love with. And the person who really loves you always sees you as that young little thing. Always. Always. I don't care if you get to be 119 years old, they always see that little girl or that little boy inside of you. And they get glimpses of that from time to time. And that's what we fall in love with. And so with Mercury sextiling Venus, we get to talk about all of this. Mercury is communication. We get to talk about love on the planet. We get to talk about how we love each other. And we get to talk about new ways of saying it, new ways of demonstrating it, new ways of expressing from the heart. Can anything be better than that? I don't think so. Pretty tough to beat. Okay. And we also have some really confident energy coming in right before Mother's Day. On Saturday, the 7th of May, the sun is going to be sextiling Mars. This is perfect. Any kind of project you want to work on over that weekend, that is going to be just ready to go by the time Monday hits on May 9th. So if you want to take a little bit of time out on that Saturday to really kind of rework things or redo things or add the heart piece to make it beat, right? This is the weekend to do it, right before Mother's Day here in the States. And we honor our mothers. We honor the matriarch of the family, whether you are past in another dimension or here on the planet. And I want to say happy Mother's Day to everyone. We have May 8th, and this particular time, Venus is still very close to Jupiter, expanding all of this love out to everyone. Now, the moon is going to be in Leo, and Leo, they just, they want the pomp, they want the circumstance, they love children. This is a perfect time to get together, for all the kids to come in, honor mom, and bring her all these showings of appreciation. And it doesn't have to be bought. You can sit down and stream your thoughts and your words and draw something that comes from the heart for mom. And trust me when I tell you, she will love it. She will absolutely love it. So show your love to your mother on May 8th. Even if you're not in the States, you're in another country, it's a beautiful time to pick up that wonderful honoring of the matriarch. We have got May 10th coming up, and Jupiter, this is huge. This is a huge shift. I have to talk about it because mark it down, May 10th. We've got this planet of abundance, Jupiter. Everything Jupiter touches expands, brings luck to. You are just going to have this energy that is just going to push, push, push in the sign that it's in. It's kind of like, Midas touch. Everything turns to gold. Everything's so much easier. And the surprises that come your way are just phenomenal. This particular planet, Jupiter, is going to enter Aries. Aries is in all of our charts. Please look and find where it is in your chart. Because when Jupiter enters Aries, we are going to have this complete rush. It has not been in Aries since June of 2010. And it was there for a year until 2011. So think back, what was going on during this particular time from 2010 to 2011? What was highlighted during that time? What expanded for you? If you have an Aries sun, Aries moon, Aries rising, if you have Aries in Venus, if you have Jupiter in Aries, oh, wow, jackpot time. I'd love to share and to really pinpoint these locations in your chart. A good time to do that is right now. I'm running a special. Go to Kimla Lowe, LOWE.com, jump on. There's only a few days left I do this once a year for the spring special with lowered prices so you and I can get to know each other and I get to introduce all the secrets to you. You may know them, but I'm going to validate everything that's coming up for you. And I'm going to tell you when's a good time to push ahead and when's a good time to kind of wait and, kind of just wait for that one particular timing that's just going to be perfect for you to jump out there and grab it with both hands. And this is the time Jupiter is going into Aries, and that's going to be on May 10th. And at the same time, Mercury, our planet of communication and commerce, is going to stand still and it's about to turn retrograde. So what's going to happen here? We've got Jupiter that's ready to rush forward, expand. We've got Mercury going, wait a minute, I got a couple things I got to catch up on here. I've got to go through my past. I've got to visit a couple people from my past. I've got to work with some people that I have some projects. I've got a couple of things I really need to go over. And this is going to be in retrograde in Gemini. So that's going to have a lot of social connotations to it, a lot of friends, this is going to be a light retrograde as well. But it's going to go direct on June 3rd. And it's going to travel backwards all the way into Taurus. Remember our friend Taurus from our wonderful eclipse that's happened? It's reworking that wonderful wish list that the universe is working on to manifest for you. You're co-creating, you are empowering yourself with the universe. This is something that's going to happen. Now, there's a couple of things that you may have missed. There's a couple of golden nuggets that perhaps from the past that you have had cords to or attachments to that you need to go back and discover, and you need to reform it so that you can, if you wish, bring them into the future. So during that particular time, May 10th to June 3rd, that's Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is really a fine time to retune things. Do you know if you were born in Mercury retrograde, you are one of the cutting edge trendsetters. You're the one that goes back and you're the one that says, hey, I know what's going to be up next. You have a major intuition as to what's going to be setting the trends for the upcoming year. And so anyone that's born with Mercury retrograde, you are the one that very quietly knows what the next trend is going to be, what the next stock option is, what the next place for the financial currency is going to be. You're the one that intuitively knows how Mercury is going to operate in the future. So if you know anyone, or if you have children that were born with Mercury in retrograde, these are the ones you want to consult during this time. They are on fire during Mercury retrograde because this is their time. This is their season. Mercury goes retrograde 4 times in a year. And these are the kinds of times when these particular people, you've got to listen to what they say. They are going to be right on target. So we're going to be leading up with all of this action. I know it's crazy, right? But May is like that. We're going to be leading all the way up to May 15th, where we have this full moon. It's a total lunar eclipse in Scorpio at 25 degrees. Now, Scorpio is right across the axis in your chart from Taurus. And eclipses, they always come in pairs. So we have one that's in the opposite side, which was in Taurus, right? The last day of April. And 2 weeks later, we have the next pair, all right? The next in the pair of the eclipse, and now in Scorpio. This one's going to be intense. Scorpios they don't mess around. They like to get down. They like to get dirty. They like to really feel it. Not only just outside, but inside, down to their bones, to the last lifetime. I mean, they really need to get down into the nitty gritty. And this particular full moon, this one, the sun, okay, the sun is going to be squaring Saturn. This has got the harsh edge to it. This is going to say, Scorpio, I know you want to rush in. I know you want to get to the bottom of this. I know you need the truth, but I want you to slow down. And because I think you're going to miss a couple of things along the way. So if there are some blockages, if there is some, I want to say if there is something that comes up, some obstacles that really prevent you from going forward, wait on this one. The sun is sextiling Neptune. So the way out of this is to get creative, get intuitive, get psychic. You want to do your meditations. You want to listen to your inner voice. You also want to go back to your past because Mercury is going to be in retrograde. You want to see what worked for me when. And you will run into perhaps someone from your past, and I want to say it has to be either number one from a financial relationship or 2 from a love relationship. They have a message for you. They have a message for you that you need to hear. You need to hear it with your heart. You need to know that, I was right on, and they tried to convince me. They tried to manipulate me. They tried to pull me off center. Perhaps they succeeded for a while. But you need to know that message. And those particular people coming in from the past with both of those 2 types, either financial or from your love station, really you need to be grateful for. You need to say thank you. Thank you. I can move forward. I can release that. I can celebrate that. Scorpio and Taurus have something in common: money, finances, value. What is really the truth here? Manipulation. How do we manipulate our value? How do other people manipulate us so we're undervalued? Also, this comes into play about power, about the powerful, who is really powerful? Are you standing in your power? There's a person that's going to be in your particular circle. And because this is a lunar eclipse, it's going to be a female that perhaps is going to be moving on, is going to be eclipsed from your particular need to be around that person. This particular female may have another opportunity. Thank you very much. And we want to just really send out that unconditional love to anyone that comes and goes during these eclipses, these eclipse periods that we are going to be experiencing. And remember, it's not just this week, it's not just in May, but it could go out for the next 6 months. During eclipses, be kind to yourself. You may feel as though you are very unstable emotionally, your sleep. I want to say, even your decision making. I'm a strong one that feels the universe pushing me ahead and people expanding outwards, perhaps leaving in some way or another. For the decision-making process, I highly recommend, as an astrologer experiencing the eclipses, is that the universe will lead you where you're supposed to be. It will, with your consent, align you into your proper and highest level at this particular time. To sit down and get into our analytical brains about what is going to be the best move here for me. Should I do this? I'm making a decision on this. I'll say that sometimes you can talk yourself into a move here that perhaps was a bit too soon to come to that conclusion. So making really major decisions during an eclipse is something that I say, wait until the eclipses are over. Wait until the shift happens so that you can see what the new way is, who has gone, what the players might have changed, the zip code might have changed, the way that the financial system is now in place is going to change. So these particular very important decisions need to be observed. If the universe comes along, take someone from your particular inner circle, or one person needs a promotion, that leaves you to do, to come up through the ranks. This is decisions that have been made on the outside that the universe is setting you up leveling you. For you to sit and make the decisions or press on a specific point is something that this is what I'm referring to. You're going to see a lot of people coming free again. Their creativity is going to be coming out. The truth is going to be coming out. You're going to see a lot of people that are releasing a lot of trauma. And it could be either a violent trauma, a sexual trauma, or just perhaps something of a belief system that needs to be released at this particular time. It's time. We can't hold the dense energy that keeps us in our karmic bottom of the lower half, that is so dense and that does not allow the light to come in. We're going to be releasing it. We're going to really come within our own truth. People always look to the outside. Well, what's the truth there? What's going on here? It doesn't seem like the truth is getting in, no matter how much they highlight everything. What is the truth? 1 minute it's this, 1 minute it's that. What we're going to be noticing on these particular eclipses is that we have been very stubborn to look at our own truth, to look at the truth of the purpose in our own lives. in using our particular power for manifestation to experience the best and highest good. To also know that we have the power, we have the confidence to be the best, to be great. You know, don't be afraid to be great. Don't be afraid to make fear your friend, because through fear, we'll see that there's only light on the other side. And fear is really something like a rain shower that goes through. Can you run between the raindrops? We all have. Absolutely. Can you get wet and dry off? We all have. Absolutely. So make fear your friend. Know that eclipses bring change. Know that each and every one of us has been stubborn in some place in our life where we have been stuck in a rut, and it's time to break out. It's time to release. It's time to embrace our next fun time on planet Earth. These are what the eclipses are, and this is what's being held for us. There's so much going on. If you want to listen to this time and time again, I hope you do. I hope you write down all of those dates that I've kind of picked up for you. I'm going to be getting into the next half of May into another show, but I think for this time, we are going to be kind to ourselves. We're going to use our unconditional love from the inside out. That way, we can expand it through our global consciousness and help planet Earth with this fabulous transformation that she's going through, this photon belt of new energy. And with that, she's getting a new body from inside as we are preparing to up-level our bodies as well as surface humans. I hope that all makes sense to you, and I hope you're excited, just like I am, to get these eclipses on the road. I know we're all little creative beings inside, and I'd love to spend some time with you. If you are setting up a new home, I'd love to be a part of introducing the wonderful world of feng shui to you. You have your personal directions, your personal best directions that bring success into your life, that really highlight your spiritual growth. These particular directions for you have to do with your Pachi chart, has to do with your 4 pillars. It also can spill over into your time chart as well. And we can go through that in the Bazi chart. So there's wonderful things that we can do. I'd love to share my wisdom with you. I have so much fun introducing you to this brand new way of how to acknowledge the energy around you. So it's not just of your particular body itself, but also your sacred sanctuary that you choose to surround yourself in as well. So I would love to have some time and introduce you into a feng shui consultation. And your particular best directions never change. This is something that you can carry with you, whether you go from house to house, from business to business, from year to year. We do have some subtle changes, but the month of May is going to bring a little bit more settled energy into the center of your homes, into the center of our beings, allowing us to really find our compass and to align as we're going through the changes of the eclipses. So to be, feng shui actually works on a third of our lives. It can alter a third of the energy that you are taking in. It's that important. So hopefully you will be able to spend some time researching it. Let me introduce it on a personalized um, method for you to know very easily, and for everyone in your family. And it's worked wonders in my life and in all of those around. So if you're interested in that, you can also go to my website, Kimla Lowe, LOWE.com, and book a consultation with me as well. We are going to take a short break, and when we get back, I hope you have questions from me in the chat room so that I can spend some one-on-one time with you. And right now, I'm going to introduce to you my sponsor from Fresh and Alive. His name is Ken Rolla, and he has wonderful inventions. And this particular invention is a rest shield. And when I introduce this is what it looks like. Whoops, here it is. This is what it looks like. It emits scalar energy, and what it does is a protective unit for EMFs. It enhances longevity. It makes plant life grow like crazy. For all my gardeners and crop growers and farmers out there, we've got a bigger particular unit for an entire home. This is a rest shield for your room. It has a wonderful light on it as well. I don't know if you can see the light, but the light is there as well on it. And you just keep it by your bedside table, and your pets love it as well. They really do wonders as far as any kind of issues that pets have. So make sure that you go to freshandalive.com. You can also go to my website and scroll down at the sessions and products. I do have a lot of Ken's products on there, and he would be more than happy to see that I'm sharing his great creations with all of my followers. All righty, so here we go. Again, I'm going to say that the last Wednesday of every month, you are going to have me all to yourself, and we are going to be talking about fabulous topics. I've got some wonderful things lined up to match the universal energy at that particular time. So just so you know, to mark it down, it's the last Wednesday of every month. So in May coming up, that would be May 25th. So yeah, that would be just me, myself, and I on my show. And we are going to really relate to all of the personalized questions that you may have as to how these particular ascension symptoms may be affecting your feng shui or your cosmic energy within the home, or with your children as well. If you are trying to advance up level, if you're trying to co-create some particular goals that you want to manifest, and you feel as though, hey, these ascension symptoms are really weighing me down, what can I do? These are all questions that we're going to get to in the upcoming shows. So let me take a look right now and see what we've got in the chat room. Hello, everybody. We have, all right. We have got Danica, we've got Sheila, we've got Ivy, we've got Bill. Hi, everybody. We've got Julie. Hi, Julie. And I do know Carla and Sheena are listening as well. Okay. Okay. So Aruna. Hi, Aruna. How are you? Okay, let's see. Sheila says, my granddaughter loved her session with you and told me you two are hooking up again for a feng shui session. We are, yes. There's only so much time, and for me to unleash all of the wisdom I have within my brain, it's and to help each and every one of you. Sometimes it takes a couple of sessions. So that's why we have a wonderful sale going on right now. If you have any questions that you want me to answer for you, go ahead and let me know your questions here in the chat room. Let me see. Here we go. I'm going to talk a little bit. So, okay. So Ivy, hi, Ivy. She says, I have a Saturn, Venus, Pluto, Sun in Scorpio. Wow. So you know, this is something that, you know, Scorpios, when we talk about, you know, when we talk about Pluto, let's just say the widespread influence of Pluto in Scorpio, and why this particular last full moon total lunar eclipse in Scorpio is going to be also flavored with Saturn. It's going to give us, you know, no one wants to be constricted. No one wants to feel like they've been grounded or have been held back, or I want to say have a blockade in front of them. Everybody wants to be, you know, free flowing and smooth and, you know, all of this. But everybody's been going so fast that perhaps we all need to slow down and let these particular shifts and changes that the eclipse in Scorpio is going to have on us. Perhaps we all have been maybe going too fast and not being still enough. We cannot acknowledge or embed the codes and embed the changes that our bodies are taking place with this new light coming through while we're moving around and activating. That's why we rest, you know, that's why we sleep. So that we can, you know, kind of adjust and realign everything that's going on and everything that's coming around for us, all of the goodies, and let the glitter, you know, take hold. And also release a lot of the waste that we need to release as well. And in this particular, hold on a second. Okay, she says, I'd like to know what I should be doing or focusing in on at this particular time. With all of this particular, with all of this particular Scorpio energy, which you should be taking in at this particular time, you know what, I am going to call upon a little bit more guidance here, because first of all, right away, I said, you know what? She has got a money opportunity coming to her. She may not trust it. She may not want to trust it. She may say, that's going to make me go out of my comfort zone. Maybe I don't like the way it was presented. But I feel as though, and here we go, I feel as though there's going to be I want to say a opportunity for you to up-level your finances, and you need to communicate clearly exactly what you need. They want to give you what you need. So if the value that's coming through for you in this particular financial opportunity for you, I feel as though you're going to say, yeah, that's not going to cut it. That's not going to get me where I want to be. I want you to communicate very clearly your value, your worth, and what you need, because that financial opportunity is going to be coming to you after that particular eclipse in May. And I have a feeling that this situation is really going to improve where you are at this particular moment. So if you have been thinking to yourself, oh, you know, I want to be in another maybe I want to be in another realm where I'm not worrying, where I don't have to control everything financially. I want to be able to loosen that up a little bit. This is the time. Saturn is saying that anything that you are going to change, release, allow an opportunity to up level after that particular eclipse in on May 15th. Saturn is there to stand the test of time. That means it's not like a fly-by-night raise and it's going to be taken away from you. That means that it's not a windfall that's going to run through your fingers. That does not mean it's going to be a lateral move financially. This to me means that, yes, this is going to be something that is going to be permanent for you. This is going to be something that the universe has been storing up for you for a while. However, you must be very assertive in saying exactly what you need. So let's go over your value. Let's go over what is going to make your life secure, because the first eclipse, April 30th, is going to ask you that question. What is going to make you feel secure? What is going to make you trust in the universe? What is going to have you standing in your own power, where you don't need to use your power outwardly? You just need to generate you, the best and at the highest contract that you signed, that you have as a priority. What will allow you to be financially secure, that you will be able to go ahead and be the best Ivy you can possibly be. Don't be afraid to be assertive. Don't be afraid to communicate clearly. The situation is going to drastically up-level you and improve you. And I feel like that's exactly what I would do. And a little feng shui tip would be to collect coins in a money jar. And a lot of this is called a wealth vase. This particular money jar, you can have Chinese coins, you can have regular coins, but I like to collect coins from people who are wealthy. I like to collect Chinese coins. I like to have the big Chinese coins. I like to have the favorite kinds of coins. Why coins? Coins are something that is metal, and metal has an element of luck in it that will bring more metal to it. Metal is supported by the element of water, and water in feng shui is abundance. So if you collect in a jar a lot of coins, and this can go for anybody, and you place them in the southeast corner of your wealth, that's your wealth corner of your bedroom, your den, your house in general, locate the southeast corner and put that particular jar there. What I like to do is tie a green and purple ribbon around it. This gives it the energy of that particular color band. And we're getting more light with more color and more information. That's going to give you more information on how to open up the opportunities in your wealth sector. I hope that made sense to you. And that is going to wrap it up for me. I'm Kimla Lowe. Oh, I would love to meet with each and every one of you personally and really explain all of the wonderful codes and these particular elevations that are coming for you. And again, I'm running a special, and it is it's called the Spring Fling. It's at Kimla Lowe, LOWE.com. And Yes, I've limited it to 2 sessions at that particular price per person. It's only good for a couple more days in April. So make sure you get over there and you scoop them up quickly. Okay. All righty. Next Wednesday, we have a fabulous guest. Her name is Carrie. She's from Australia, and she's going to be talking about her new book, A Mother's Journey. It's going to be fabulous. Thank you so much for coming along. Until next week, may the angels protect you and guide you. Good night, everyone.